All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just J with Just Dimes ENT, your humble host. And I also like to say thank you to you guys that are watching the football game. I'm not aware of the football game. I don't really watch NFL. It's too political for me. But nonetheless, I don't want to take away from anybody that loves the game. This show is going to be about advocating for children first. This is going to be another story to show as an example of the things that I talk about all the time here. So we're going to talk about some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. That's your disclaimer. So if you can't handle that, please exit the channel. There is no need to flaggy my videos at all. So I ask you guys, if you can't handle it, then exit the channel. For everybody else that is here to listen to the content, here's the story. Harnett County Sheriff Wayne Coates said Monday that a weekend triple murder inside a Sanford home is unspeakable. And again, so if you guys are not aware, there were 3 people that were murdered, 2 of them being 2 grown women who were sisters, one of them being a very, very young baby, which is the baby right there on the screen. I think that was like the only picture I could find. Beautiful little smile, man. I think all babies are beautiful, but nonetheless, let's continue to talk about this story. And said it had a profound effect on investigators who were called to the scene after the slayings. The bodies of Jocelyn Perkins, who was age 22, and that's actually a group photo of all of them right there, as well as the GoFundMe information, of course. It's always a GoFundMe because we don't believe in insurance, right? So we don't buy insurance because we feel like people are going to eventually just throw money into a GoFundMe. So we don't plan for our future. We plan on letting these people in the world support us behind our misfortunes, right? Jocelyn Perkins, age 22. Jasmine Perkins, age 20, who are sisters, and they were found Friday at the home on the 100 block of Forest Manor Drive around 6:30 p.m. And Karina Perkins, who's the baby, was 6 months old. 6 months old, who was the daughter of the older sister, who was Jocelyn Perkins, again, age 22, and they were all found dead at the residence. A 3-year-old girl, identified only as a distant relative, was actually found alive in the house with the bodies. What do you guys think about that? Because to me, this murder sounds like it was personal. In my opinion, I don't know the ins and outs of this story because it hasn't all come out. It's still relatively early, but I think that's very telling. And in my opinion, I believe that if he killed a 6-month-old baby, there has to be a motive behind it. And that's the motive that I want to know, because he left a 3-year-old girl alive, and that probably plays some significance somewhere, right? Now, Harnett County Sheriff Wayne Coates said, it's unknown how long the 3 had been dead inside that house. The body of one woman was found near the front door of the home, and the other woman and the infant were found in the bedroom. Now, officials on Monday suggested that one of the women was pregnant, although an autopsy will have to confirm that detail. Rewind. Let's hear that again. Officials on Monday suggested that one of the women was pregnant, although an autopsy will have to confirm that detail. Number one, I wonder what makes them, quote unquote, suggest something like that, unless they're privy to information that we do not know. Also, could that have played a role in this thing? Me personally, I think it does, because a lot of the things that we talk about is the mistreatment of men in the United States of America, and men are going to start to lash back out, which is what we don't want. We don't want men to lash out at women. We don't want that. They're not able to withstand the mouth that they put out there physically. They can't. They cannot withstand the wrath of a man, which is generally why men are thought to be controlled emotionally. In a lot of situations, what you'll find out that happens is when these men finally lose it emotionally, a lot of people end up losing their lives. And I think this is going to be a key indicator of that. Now, authorities have charged the man that was initially on the run, which is something we're going to have to talk about, his name being Kareem Taylor, Kareem Taylor, Taylor, age 24, Let me get his picture up on the screen so you can know exactly who I'm talking about. So we can see this thug that I'm talking about, and it's something else that we're going to discuss here momentarily. This guy, that's Kareem Taylor, age 24, who was found on January 12th hiding in a bathroom inside a house on Cameron Saturday night with at least 3 counts of first-degree murder. So he was hiding out. So if he was hiding out, what else does that also mean? If he was hiding out, that means whoever's house that he was at was harboring a fugitive from justice. As you guys know, the importance of that, because those people could also be implicated and arrested. But we're going to get a little bit more into this. Ladyfoot said it sounds like it could have been gang involvement. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm looking at you guys in the chat right now, seeing what y'all are saying. Want to say hi to everybody out there that's just joining. If you're just joining, please hit the thumbs up. It'll share the show and let other people know that we're live if you haven't already done so. I want to know from the people in the chat. We got about 130 people watching. What do you guys think might have been the reason for this? Do you think it was a scorned lover? Do you think that maybe one of these women were trying to produce a baby on this man that he did not want? As you guys know, that is a very common theme in the black community, is that our men are reckless with their sexuality. I understand that because I've been there, done that at one point in my life. We don't have any value in our sexuality. And then we turn around and hope that the woman will find some value in us as human beings and men, hoping that they don't turn around and hand us over to a system called child support, which is provided by way of Title 4-D under the welfare program, which is also a government program, but it's under the executive branch of government. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but nonetheless, men don't want to be subjugated to that system, be subjugated to being forced to work for little to no money, for whatever it is that they take out of your check, and potentially be forced to be put in jail if you don't pay that bill and lose your license. No man wants to be subjugated to that. And in a lot of cases, they snap. They snap on the women that do this to them. I agree with Vinny in the chat. So I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think the reason for it was? Ladyfoot said the girls were posing like they had guns in their hands. It's another thing we also do is we glorify bullcrap. But we're going to talk about that when we talk about glorifying thugs, why it's a bad thing, and we're gonna get a little bit more into that here in just a moment. Let me finish telling you the rest of the story. Now, the suspect was located at a home on the 200 block of Commonwealth, about 3 miles away from where this triple homicide occurred. He definitely knew them. Not only did he show malice towards these women and a little baby, but the fact that he lived so close, this was not a random act of violence. So let's go ahead and throw that out there, all right? And it's not some random white man picked out by a sketch, as we found out in the Jasmine Barnes case out of Houston, Texas, right? You remember we talked about that. Now, the search for Taylor ended at the Cameron home after investigators responded to a tip about his whereabouts. So I want to say kudos to the person that tipped off the police, because it's the right thing to do. It's not snitching. It's not keep quiet. It's not anything like that. What it's about is us separating from the trash of our community, and that's the right thing to do. So I want to give a kudos to whoever did that. Now, Taylor and law enforcement authorities were involved in a standoff for several hours, which is pretty interesting. They quote, "I was shocked and surprised," Vanessa Ruiz, who lives in the neighborhood, said. "My children came out here in the front yard to play, and I would have never known about something or someone like that was hiding in a house over there. It was real shaky to know that we had this in our community." Right down the street, said Javondis Campbell. It's an interesting name. I'm not familiar with that name. Javondis Campbell, who lives in the area, said it was very scary. Now, people who live in the home, this is the interesting part. You guys ready for this? Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. Here's the part. People who live in the home said that Taylor, who was an acquaintance, which I think is bullcrap, banged on their door early Friday morning, dressed only in underwear, saying he had a fight with his girlfriend, right? The residents say they let him inside the home, adding that they knew nothing about the murders. Right? I think that's bullcrap. Sheriff Coates said this. He said it was an unspeakable and monstrous act. I've seen a lot of things in my time, but this one was tough. Investigators say that the victims had multiple injuries. Taylor and Jocelyn Perkins dated each other. So there's a motive. What did this woman do to this man? See, and that's what I'm talking about when it comes to respecting men and respecting, our women. I'm sorry. Can I say this, guys? Don't get mad. Please don't flag my video. I got to say this. If I can be honest for a moment. In general, our women don't respect our men. Can we say that? Can we agree to that? There is a blatant disrespect for our men, and whether it's in the media or whether it's not, I don't think it matters, because I think at the end of the day, we all control our actions based on what's in our heart and what we want to do. If you don't want to hate our men, you don't have to. But I just think that there is a large, in general, disrespect for our men, and they turn around and they play that out on them and then wonder why none of them want to act right. Okay? Now, they were dating each other. Now, what is this dating? We can talk about that some other time, but I think dating is an overused word to, like this dating end up leading to babies and all of this stuff is just, it's a big mess. I think we put too much of a focus on dating than we do on us getting married. But that's another story. We'll talk about that some other time. Now, Jocelyn Perkins, and again, I think that's the 22-year-old, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. Jocelyn Perkins is the 22-year-old. Her recent Facebook posts seem to indicate her relationship was in trouble. Now, I went to go look for her Facebook page and her sister's Facebook page and their family's Facebook page and even this Taylor dude's Facebook page, and I couldn't find anything. I don't know if their pages got deleted or what, but if y'all know what the pages are, then, maybe y'all can look into that and let me know if y'all think that something was going wrong up and before this point. Now, relatives of the three are now planning funerals. And of course, a GoFundMe, a fundraising site, has been established once again online to help raise money to pay for funeral expenses that they did not have life insurance for, of course. On Facebook, Javondis Campbell says he should not be burying his sisters and niece. A GoFundMe for Jasmine, Jocelyn, and Karina had been set up to help the family pay for the funeral and burial expenses. I'm glad they caught him, Javonda said. I'm sorry for the families and what they had to go through and what they endured. It's just a shock to everyone. The residents who didn't know Taylor was holding law enforcement officers at bay for over 30 hours say they didn't have televisions inside their homes. We'll read that again. The residents who were helping him hide say they didn't have televisions in their home and they had no idea that he was on the run from the police. How many of y'all believe that? What's up, CJ? Susan, Frantonio, Ronnie, Nino, Lanisha. How many of y'all believe that these people had no idea? Or they had every bit of idea, which is what I tend to believe. And they do what we do in our community is we protect our trash. They were helping him hide and hoping that he got away. Because they got caught and because they found him, because of this quote unquote anonymous tip, it led them to that house. You guys catch that? A tip led them to that house and they found him. In my opinion, they absolutely knew who he was, what he was doing. He wasn't just some simple acquaintance, and the fact that he lived very nearby down the street from this house and committed these murders. And everybody apparently knew that these two had trouble on Facebook as far as their relationship. Their relationship was quote unquote shaky. Now they talked about somebody being pregnant. Did he have the younger sister pregnant? Or was the let me see, which one? The 22-year-old. Was she the one that was pregnant? I mean, we really don't know. But again, Kareem Taylor, who was just 2 years older than him. They're all relatively within about the same age group as each other. So let's go ahead and get more into this. Let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage, and we'll go ahead and start this video out. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
First tonight, devastating news from Harnett County.
2 adults and a child are found dead inside a home. Police have been on Forest Manor Drive for several hours. Our CBS 17's Amy Cutler joins us live with what she's learned. Amy.
Yeah, Marius, Angela, just to give you an idea of where we are, this is a Sanford mailing address, but we are in Harnett County. The sheriff telling us that this is a triple homicide investigation is what he is calling this. Deputies keeping us a good distance back from that home. Sheriff Wayne Coate says 2 adults and a child were found dead inside a home. Deputies also found a second child in that home. He tells us that child is now talking with investigators. Coate says a person came to the home and found a body. Deputies were then called. That happened around 6:30 this evening on Forest Manor Drive. The sheriff couldn't say if the 3 people killed were related, how it happened, what may have led up to it. The sheriff stressing.
It's early in the investigation, but it is right now a triple homicide. As I get more information, I'll come back out and talk with you.
He has a very southern accent, by the way.
And that is, of course, what we have been waiting for. The sheriff still has not come back out to.
Good.
All right, we're good?
Yes. Just take one little step.
All right, sure.
Just a hair.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
All right.
Let me know if you guys can't hear this. If you can't, then I might have to move on to the next video. The audio is a little bit low.
So what can you tell us about what happened?
Well, we got a call this afternoon at 6:27, I think it's around the time that it came in, that someone found a deceased body. After we got here, inside there is 2 adults, 1 minor that are deceased, and there is a minor child that is a survivor. So right now, that's all I have. It's early in the investigation, but it is right now a triple homicide. As I get more information, I'll come back out and talk with you as we get more that I can give you. But right now, that's all we have.
You guys do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. It should bring more people into the show. We've had a couple people donate, which I'm going to shout them out here in just a moment, which was Zachariah, Sherry Carnes, and also we had one from, damn it, I just forgot it. Son of a gun. Hold on. From Tammy B. My apologies. I knew I was going to remember at some point. But again, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up.
I have any names that I can give you right now, but hopefully within, well, I'm not going to give you a time, but hopefully before I leave here, I'll have you some more information. But right now it is a triple homicide, 2 adults, 1 child, and then there's 1 child that also is survived.
Sheriff, who made that phone call? Who discovered?
You didn't miss anything yet, Lanisha. We're basically looking at this is the sheriff, and he's just kind of giving some more information, but we're just starting on the video, so we still got a lot more to go. And thank you, Mo Crow, for letting me know that the audio was good. Also, CJ, Parker Lynn, and the rest of you guys, because I didn't know if y'all could hear that or not. Ty Sands, you guys can donate anytime you like to. It's never a requirement of the show, but what is a requirement is hitting that thumbs up. Outside of that, just whenever y'all can find it feasible, don't even worry about that part, sweetie. So I just appreciate y'all being here.
I don't have that at this time, and maybe I'll have that a little bit later.
But it was someone from outside the home who discovered the bodies?
Yes.
Somebody from outside. So at this point, do you suspect that this was a double murder, suicide, or a triple homicide, that there is an assailant?
Why did they say suicide? Okay, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard that part. He asked, why would it be a triple murder, suicide? Let me hear him say that again.
But it was someone from outside the home who discovered the bodies?
Yes.
Somebody from outside. So at this point, do you suspect that this was a double murder, suicide?
He said, do you suspect this to be a double murder, suicide? that would have mean that Kareem Taylor would have killed himself, and he did not.
Or a triple homicide, that there is an assailant out on the loose?
Well, I don't want to say right now because I don't know. This is we don't have anybody in custody at this time.
Okay, so that's old. So they do have him in custody right now. So let's go ahead. Well, I'm going to show y'all the rest of this. But they do have Kareem in custody. Kareem Taylor, age 24.
So still, again, I don't have enough to go ahead and confirm what you're asking me right now.
The minor that was found in the home, or have they been able to answer questions?
They are talking with her now.
And was that person injured at all, that child?
I don't have that answer right now. Evidently, I would not think so right now.
Are all of the victims related?
Don't know that information right now.
Any idea on the age of the kids?
I'm not ready to release that yet because next of kin, everything, I'm still waiting. Again, hopefully within the next hour, I'll have that some more I can give you.
Is the public in any danger?
No, not at this point, no.
When we say minors, can we say teens? Or-
I don't know.
Okay.
I've not been inside, and they're still up there now doing some interviews and canvassing the area.
I'm sorry, just
Yeah, I think that's what they meant was triple homicide. So thank you, CJ.
again, what time did the call come in?
6:27
Okay.
tonight.
Are investigative teams inside the house right now, or are you still waiting on
Not
warrant?
yet. Not yet. They're not inside as of yet.
So they have gone, secured the scene, but then they are back out and they're waiting
Right.
for
The
documents.
search warrant will be here shortly.
Do you believe that they were killed today, that this happened today?
I feel comfortable with saying that, yes.
But then again, in the story, if you guys heard me read it a minute ago, they weren't exactly sure when it actually occurred. So let me go ahead and move on to the rest of these, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up here in just a moment. But there's another interesting part that I'm going to talk about, which is the dynamic of dating thugs. So if you guys want to stay around for that, hit the thumbs up, share it with somebody. I think you might want to hear my take on that.
Chilling 911 call painting a disturbing picture when a man walked into a Harnett County home on Friday night and found 3 people, including a baby, dead.
Oh, it is horrible in there. Oh, this is awful. There is 3 deceased in this house. Oh, not what I wanted to see on my birthday.
Deputies say Kareem Taylor killed sisters Jocelyn and Jasmine Perkins and his own baby. Taylor was captured on Saturday night in Cameron. He's charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder.
They said that was his own baby. Wow. Okay. So now we're getting some information here. So apparently, Karina Perkins, the 6-month-old, was his baby. And apparently, the baby mama might have been pregnant. So think about that. Wow. I don't know what's up with that voice cover. It was weird and it was loud in my ear. Think about that. That might also be another solid motive. He killed his kid, his girlfriend, her sister, and potentially, if she was pregnant, also for that reason, might have killed a whole nother kid. What's up, Super T? Think about that. Wow. Okay. That might be a completely solid motive.
Tonight, we're hearing the chilling 911 call from the Harnett County home where 2 sisters
Couldn't afford 2 child support payments? Man, I'm pretty sure it was probably something that led up to this. She had to probably been pissing this dude off.
and a 6-month-old baby were found dead inside. The man who discovered those bodies also found the 3-year-old who survived.
You need to exit the building, sir. Can I take this other little baby out of here and put her in my truck? Can you take the other baby out of the house and put it in her truck? If the baby, yes, sir. For the baby's safety. Yeah, he's fine. Yes, ma'am. All right, well, we're going to step right on out of here.
So that was somebody's 3-year-old baby boy was the one that lived and or was not shot. So apparently that sounds very, very personal.
20-year-old Jasmine Perkins, 22-year-old Jocelyn Perkins, and Jocelyn's 6-month-old daughter were found dead Friday night. 24-year-old Kareem Taylor, this man, the baby's father, is charged in connection with those murders.
How about that? You was thinking it was his
Tragic
baby?
story. She lost her 2 daughters and 6 months.
Let me see. What was that? Natalia Perez said, I was thinking it was his baby from the beginning. It sounds like it probably, or let's throw one more thing out there. Guys, hit the thumbs up. If you're new to the show, hit the thumbs up. We should have about 200 people here. Just share it. Think about this. What if Jocelyn was sleeping around with somebody else? And what if she was pregnant potentially with somebody else's baby? What y'all think about that for a motive? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section.
Granddaughter in a horrific triple homicide.
Tonight, that mother and grandmother is speaking out only to CBS 17's Amy Cutler. Amy has the story from Harnett County.
Tawana Perkins calls it surreal. It's been 4 days since she got the call telling her to come here to her daughter's house. It's there she got the devastating news.
Now, this is the mother. I want you guys to listen to this. Of course, she has on one of those Walmart t-shirts. Now, y'all know, if y'all know about those Walmart t-shirts, y'all know I'm a big Walmart person because I don't believe in spending just a crap ton of money on clothes and stuff like that, which, you know, you're going to outgrow. It'll get dirty. You'll have to throw it away, change it out. Like, you know, I wear Walmart stuff all the time. But those one of those shirts, and maybe she just picked a bad shirt to wear this day. Her shirt says, of course your opinion matters, just not to me. One of those Walmart special shirts. And I love those graphic shirts. But I just, maybe pick a different shirt to wear, Mom. Seriously.
Every day I live for them.
Tawana lost her 2 daughters and 6-month-old granddaughter.
I'm dealing with it, but it just doesn't seem real.
Jasmine Perkins was just 20 years old. Jocelyn Perkins was 22. Then there was Jocelyn's 6-month-old daughter.
Beautiful little baby.
Karina.
The baby really made her grow into a better person. You know, she was a good mom for this to be her first time.
I'm going to rewind that and let y'all hear that again. That just sounded a bit odd to me. Listen to this again.
Better person. You know, she was a good mom for this to be her first time. Better person. You know, she was a good mom for this to be her first time.
Did y'all hear that? Oh my, man, I'm sitting here ready to be on Mom's side and defend her. Y'all, I swear, listen to this one more time. Y'all know it's always some type of soundbite we have. Listen to what she says specifically. Again, listen.
You know, she was a good mom for this to be her first time. Grow into a better person. You know, she was a good mom for this to be her first time.
Maybe somebody can explain this to me. Maybe somebody can help me understand this. Should you not be a good mom the first time? Should you be a better mom after the second baby, after the third baby, after the fourth baby, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 10th baby? What do you mean? Mom, are you serious? Mom, what? She was a good mom for this to be her first baby. And I promise you guys, I don't have a motive to go after these mothers. I really don't. But that's really, in this case, she's was a grandmother, right? What do you mean she was a good mom for the first time out? Like, you should be a good mom every time. You really should be a wife before you have kids. But we're gonna step outside of that for a moment and listen to this one more time. Listen to what she says. That's just weird.
Really made her grow into a better person. You know, she was a good mom for this to be her first time.
Come on, man. Y'all make this too easy. Ladies of our community, I swear to you, y'all are doing this to yourselves. You are your own worst enemies. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. Let's keep going. Hit that thumbs up, please. We're over 200. Hit the thumbs up. We should be about 3 or 4, maybe even 1,000 people in the building. I don't know. Hit the thumbs up.
You know, she was trying to do right.
It all changed Friday when deputies found the three dead inside the Forest Manor Drive home they shared. 24-year-old Kareem Taylor now charged in connection with their murders. Investigators confirmed Taylor was the baby's father. Tawana says Taylor and
Hashtag where are the fathers?
Jocelyn were together for about 2 years. Did you ever think that he was dangerous?
I didn't think that he was dangerous, but I did feel like he had some issues.
Holy hell. Listen to this again, guys.
That
First of all, listen to the question. She asked a logical question. Do you feel like he was dangerous? And she said this. Listen again.
was dangerous?
I didn't think that he was dangerous, but I did feel like he had some issues.
She didn't feel like he was dangerous, but she felt like he had some issues. Now, I want to ask the fathers out there, what's up, Brielle and everybody else? I want to ask y'all a question. For the parents out there, if you guys have to question the sanity, question whether a man is dangerous, or question whether a man has too many issues, quote unquote, how many of you parents, especially my fathers, will let your daughter be around, talk to, date, or be cool with, or anything like that if you know that this person is a live wire? How many of y'all gonna be okay with that? Matter of fact, if she had a husband, I can guarantee you, if she had a husband, if she were even worthy, if she were even worthy of a husband, how many of you guys think that her husband would have been okay with the fact that, well, yeah, I knew he had some issues? Yes, ma'am. Yes. That's why your daughter is dead. Because you don't hold people accountable for the dumb decisions that they make. You guys had every indication that there was something wrong on Facebook. You guys knew that they were fighting, physically fighting, and the fact that you knew that he was a thug, a T-H-U-G. You guys remember that from that movie? The love you hate to give, or whatever that bull crap is. How does it go? The hate you give, the hate you love to give. Maybe I ought to call it something else. Thug, T-H-U-G, the hate you give. They made a movie based off of this stupid acronym. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this out, and then we're going to talk about these thugs, and we're going to wrap up.
That he wasn't right.
Tawana says her daughter was trying to end things with him. Also at the home at the time of the murder.
She was trying to end things with him, all while being pregnant. Awesome.
Tawana's great niece, her daughter.
I don't have a smoke detector going off over here. That might have been on the video, but that's definitely not over here. I've been and fixed my stuff.
Were watching the 3-year-old while she was working. Fortunately, she wasn't harmed.
Hug her and hold her. That's all I want to do.
Tawana says she's grateful to her family, friends, and coworkers who have been stepping up.
Yeah, you must got some good ears because I didn't even hear it, but it's definitely not on the video.
To help. Tawana says all 3 will be laid to rest Saturday. She started this second GoFundMe page, hoping to raise money to cover the funeral expenses.
Did you guys catch that? Listen to it again. Listen to what this inquisitive white lady just said. Let's listen to it again.
Tawana says all 3 will be laid to rest Saturday. She started this second GoFundMe page.
How many GoFundMe pages did they have? Listen again. How many GoFundMe pages do they have? How many GoFundMe pages should you be allowed to have to lay people at rest? Let's listen to that again.
Today, she started this second GoFundMe page.
Second GoFundMe. Wow.
Hoping to raise money to cover the funeral expenses. For more information on that, you can just head to our website, cbs17.com. In Harnett County,
Awesome
Amy Cutler.
The Harnett County Sheriff called it an unspeakable act.
A 6-month-old baby girl, her mother, and that woman's sister all murdered. This is how the Perkins family says they'll remember baby Karina. Her mother.
Why do you need 2 GoFundMes when these are all her children and her granddaughter? I don't know. I really don't know. I think somebody needs to call shenanigans on that.
Mother, 22-year-old Jocelyn, and Jocelyn's sister, 20-year-old Jasmine. They were all found dead in the home they shared on 4th.
I agree. Southern Girl said they should have insurance. I absolutely believe in that. Absolutely.
Manor Drive Friday evening. 24-year-old Kareem Taylor has been charged in connection with their deaths. Neighbors are shocked and heartbroken.
It's sad. It's unbelievable. It's part of your family who you killed.
Authorities say another child was found in the home. They were not harmed. The family has set up a GoFundMe page.
And they're asking for $20,000. I don't know if that's a reasonable amount or not, but as you guys can see right there on the screen, they're asking for $20,000. Let me see if I can get my thing on the screen here, my trusty whiteboard. Right there. Boom. $20,000. Now let's see where it's currently at. Let me see if I can pull up what they've currently raised. So they haven't raised really that much in 8 days. They went from 2,493 to, let me see if I can show you guys, 5,141 of the 20,000. Do you guys think my videos, my type of videos, are making some type of impact on these people being able to collect on GoFundMes for neglecting to have insurance that is relatively cheap to get? No, they rather have hair weaves. They rather have bags. They rather have J's on their feet. They rather have weed to smoke. Am I being too harsh? I don't know. You guys have to let me know. You guys have to let me know. Who's saying something in the chat? Am I missing something in the chat? Let me see. Okay, I might have just missed it. If anybody says something in the chat that I need to see, just let me know. I might have missed it though. But nonetheless, they're asking for $20,000 and they have 2 GoFundMes up. Now, I can't verify that because I only found one, so I don't know. But let's go ahead and let this play out and we'll wrap up.
To help pay for the funeral expenses. For more information on that, head to our website, cbs17.com.
I have seen a lot of things in my time, but this was tough.
A Harnett County man is accused of killing 3 people, including his own 6-month-old child. 24-year-old Kareem Taylor faced a judge today for the first time.
He's charged with 3 counts of murder. CBS 17.
Okay, Kat said $20K is not enough to bury 3 people unexpectedly. So I'll have to go with that. 20 stacks is not unreasonable. But you guys got to remember, they said there were 2 GoFundMe pages up. 2. So how much was the other GoFundMe page for? If anybody knows, if y'all are able to look that up and find out if there was a second page, if so, how much were they asking? How much did the campaign close for? Let me know. Because they specifically on the news said there were 2 GoFundMe pages. This was in Harnett County. To let you know, Parker Lynn, it was in Harnett County.
Susanna Black is live outside of the Harnett County Courthouse with all the details for us. Well, Harnett County Sheriff Wayne Coates just gave a media briefing and said he was so disgusted by this crime that he refused to call the suspect by name and doubled down that this was the most monstrous, unspeakable act he has seen in his law enforcement career. Now, I watched Kareem Taylor stand before a judge this morning with a massive black eye completely swollen shut, and he almost seemed catatonic, hardly responding to the questions asked to him by the judge. The sheriff told us he's not sure where he got those injuries, if they were from the crime, but he did say he could not comment on the suspect's mental state. But here's what we do know. 24-year-old Kareem Taylor is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 for Jasmine Perkins, 1 for Jocelyn Perkins, and 1 for a 6-month-old baby girl who is believed to be the suspect's child.
What county is that? I tried to look it up earlier. It was a little bit convoluted. Don't exactly know. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I could find it for you again, because I looked it up before. Says Harnett County is a county located in the U.S. state of North Carolina as of the 2010 census. Population is 114,000. Its county seat is Lillington, and its largest city is Dunn. So there you go. Its county seat is Lillington, and its largest city is Dunn, North Carolina. So maybe that's more of a accurate answer as far as roughly about where it was.
The surviving minor that was in the house is a 3-year-old girl and is said to be, quote, distant kin. Now, the sheriff...
Okay, they're saying girl. They said boy a minute ago. But they're saying girl again. So the one that survived apparently was a 3-year-old girl. I don't know whether it was a 3-year-old boy or a 3-year-old girl.
Said he believes the victims were killed on Friday. Their bodies were discovered by...
Now, Mike Wash said somebody should have a ass whooped for killing a baby. But I'm going to tell you again. This is the scenario. Jocelyn, the older one, was dating the dude that ended up killing them. Apparently, she was pregnant with his baby or somebody else's baby. Maybe that's why this whole drama popped off. But the kid that he ended up shooting, the 6-month-old, was his kid, from my understanding. And I don't know what the younger sister, the 20-year-old, had to do with this. I have no idea. But that's what we have. And I believe that it might have been motivated behind that baby that she was pregnant with.
A neighbor. Autopsies are happening right now, so the sheriff couldn't say how the victims died, but could say that they all had multiple wounds. They do believe this is domestic because the suspect lived in the victim's home and had a relationship with one of them. The sheriff says they found Taylor thanks to an anonymous tip and found him alone inside a bathroom at a home in Cameron. Here's how Sheriff Coates describes everything that's unfolded since Friday night.
The 24 years I've been doing this is the most unspeakable, monstrous act that I have witnessed.
The sheriff said this case has been so trying that investigators have been seeing counselors to help them cope. Now, as for the suspect, he is due back in court on January 29th for these charges, as well as probation violations and assault against.
So that's 9 days from today. That will be on next Tuesday is his court date.
Against a law enforcement officer. For now, we are live in Harnett County.
Okay, you say you sent me a story on Facebook DM. Skohar, yes and no. Yes, because I'll see it if you send it to me on Facebook. No, it's not a good place to send it to me because of the fact that when I get to looking for my stories and trying to sort through them, it's going to get lost in all the messages that, like, everybody between, like, my biker family, my regular friends, everybody that sends me something, the groups and all of that, it's going to get lost. And I'm going to totally forget to check my Facebook inbox for stories. So, again, the easiest place to send it to me is by way of my email address, thesotoyoudig@gmail.com. If you'll send it there, it's a guarantee that I'll be able to sort through those stories one by one. But if you send it to my Facebook inbox, I will see it, and I might be motivated to go ahead and do the story right then and there. But when I go back to trying to look for the stuff, I'm definitely going to lose it in my inbox.
County, Susanna Black, CBS 17.
All right. A Harnett County man is accused of killing 3 people, including his own 6-month-old child.
That's right. 24-year-old Kareem Taylor faced a judge today for the very first time. He's charged with 3 counts of murder in this case. CBS 17 Susanna Black is outside of the Harnett County Courthouse with all the details.
Harnett County Sheriff Wayne Coates gave a media briefing this morning and said that he was so disgusted by this crime, he refused to call the suspect by name and doubled down, saying this was the most unspeakable, monstrous act he has seen in his 24 years of law enforcement service. Now, I watched Kareem Taylor stand in front of a judge today with a massive black eye, completely swollen shut, and he was almost catatonic, hardly responding to questions asked to him by the judge. Now, the sheriff said that he could not comment on where those injuries came from or the suspect's mental state. But here is what we do know.
He might have got beat up in jail.
24-year-old Kareem Taylor is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 for Jasmine Perkins, 1 for Jocelyn Perkins, and 1 for a 6-month-old baby girl who...
Leroy said somebody's pocketing that 20 grand. I honestly I don't think so. I think they might be trying. I really don't know. I don't want to say that because you're talking about 3 people that they're trying to bury unexpectedly, like the person in the chat said so eloquently earlier. You got to put 3 people in the ground. You got to put 3 of your own, 2 of your own plus a your grandbaby in the ground. So I don't know. Now, if they were asking for like $100,000 or something like that, then yeah. But there were 2 GoFundMe's. Remember that.
Is believed to be the suspect's child. The surviving minor that was in the house is a 3-year-old girl and said to be, quote, distant kin. Now, the sheriff said he believes the victims were killed Friday. Their bodies were discovered by a neighbor. Autopsies are happening right now, so investigators can't confirm how the 3 died, but could say that all had multiple wounds. And they do believe that this is domestic because the suspect lived in the victim's house and had a relationship with one of them.
He lived in her house. How awesome is that? So, what's his name again? Let's get him up. Kareem Taylor, age 24, lived in the home of Jocelyn Perkins, his baby mama. How about that? We're going to get into talking about these thugs before we wrap up. 223 people watching. If y'all would hit that thumbs up. Share the show just by hitting the thumbs up.
The sheriff says they found Taylor thanks to an anonymous tip alone inside a bathroom at a home in Cameron. Here's how Sheriff Coates described everything that's unfolded since Friday night.
The 24 years I've been doing this is the most unspeakable, monstrous act that I have witnessed.
Sheriff Coates said this case has been so trying on investigators that they are seeing counselors to try to help them cope. As for the suspect, he's due back in court on January 29th for these charges, along with assault on a law enforcement officer and probation violations.
Wow. So this was so bad that the police need counselors. How about that from this guy? Let's talk about this. Let me shout out the people that donated to the show. If again, Miss June Bennett and others are posting the link out there in the chat. If you guys want to donate to the show, it'll help contribute to what we're doing. If you guys want to show some love and support for the show, especially on a monthly basis, I want to shout out all my patrons on patreon.com. There's also Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. If you guys want to send anything 4 quarters and above to the show, it'll help us out quite a bit here. Let me say thank you to Chevelle V2, to Sherry Carnes who donated to the show, and want to say thank you very much. Give a shout out to Zachariah in the chat. Malcolm X was shot because he didn't fit the Democratic Muslim narrative, and Martin Luther King was shot because he was forcing democratic integration on white people. Wow. So shout out to Zachariah in the chat. EDJ17 in the chat, showing love and support. Thank you for putting your chat name. Appreciate that. And my guy Jimmy D showing love, and also thank you to Timmy B who donated on the Cash App. Now, last point before I let you guys go. Here's what I want to talk about. THUG, the hate you give. When you talk about thugs, let me pause it on this thug for a moment. Kareem Taylor, 24 years old. What is it about our people that we embrace and love thugs so much? I think personally it is a self-reflection thing. Our women have such low self-esteem, even though they might, outside appearance, might look a certain way. They might be pretty in the face, might be cute in the waist, might have the skin tone that you like, might wear the hair that you like, or whatever the case is. They might be beautiful on the outside and feel like crap on the inside. So what do? They tend to date down to what they feel like they are worth. Let me say that again. Our sisters tend to date down based on how they view themselves because they don't have much self-worth in themselves. A lot of our children were raised in homes that didn't have a father. A father is one of the first teachers of self-respect and self-esteem. Self-respect and self-esteem. So if these young girls don't have self-esteem growing up, then they're not going to feel highly about themselves, and they're definitely not going to date anybody that highly, especially when they don't have a representative of a man in the home to know what the model is to choose a man. Everybody got that? That was a lot of information. Let's keep going. Now, when it comes to embracing thugs, in my opinion, don't get mad at my opinion. Ladies, when you date thugs, you date death. Is that a harsh look? Hell yes, it is. When you date thugs, you date death. When you date a thug, and a thug does some thuggish, ruggish type stuff, then you got what you bargained for. You pay a cheap price, you're going to get a cheap result. You guys catch that? When you pay a cheap price, you're going to get a cheap result. When this thing sounds like it's too good to be true, it probably is, then you're probably going to get crap as a result in return, right? So when it comes to dating these thugs, then expect that these women got exactly what they asked for. They love thugs. They loved by the thug, and they died by the thug. I'm going to end the show just like that. Thank you guys so much for joining the show. We're going to end it and cut it just right there.